It's D&D, summoning the demon.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and those of you who know what the hell you're yet. Hopalong PR here, and today we are talking about something that has withstood the test of time. We are talking about Dungeons and Dragons today. Now, if you'd allow me, I need to slip into something a little more comfortable. There we go. Much better. Now, Dungeons and Dragons has a special place in my heart. For many reasons, top one being, it is a game in the high fantasy realm, and I love that. That's why I write using those elements. So you have an interactive games, you're playing with fellow nerds who want to go out on an adventure with you, and of course, the magical ass-kicking system of combat is just, at times. Other times it's an grade, it's bad when you have 2 ones in a row. So an interactive game, party of nerds who want the adventure as well, and a magical ass-kicking system makes this game phenomenal. There's a reason why it's over 45 years old. So if you'd allow me, I want to tell a little story first. Back in the day when I was in school, I was one of those kids who never paid attention in class. I was so bored. And once I was introduced to Dungeons and Dragons, oh my god, it was over. I think D&D might be one of the main reasons why I write today. Take that for what you will. Now, for those of you who don't really know what Dungeons & Dragons is, let me give you a brief little introduction. Dungeons & Dragons is a game where a party goes out on an adventure, and it's up to them how they want to figure out. There are plenty of options, ranging from genocide runs, pacifist modes, and a lot of weird stuff in between. Now, players usually stick with the straightforward approach, but there are more creative ways to deal with problems. Are you fighting an invisible enemy? Have a blanket, douse it in gas, toss it over it, and light the fucker up. Dealing with a horde of cultists held up in a fortified cave? Collapse the entrances! And, my favorite, if you need to storm a castle, have you and your friends go into a tiny magical hut and be launched out of a catapult, and just let physics do the rest. This game proves that your wit can be more devastating than any weapon, because a lot of D&D players, they don't want to be subtle. They don't know this thing called tact. So you get like explosions everywhere, just gold on gold and then getting shot up. It's just amazing when you let yourself get into it. Part of what makes this game phenomenal is the characters and how much you want to get into it. Now, I'm assuming that anybody watching this video did not get their letter by Hogwarts, so this gives us a little chance to have some of that magic in our lives. I mean, why limit yourself to this world, right? Escape into a fantasy one. Make a persona, make it fun. And my honest recommendation, I'd recommend figuring out your character's personality, background, and character alignment before you get to combat. And why limit yourself with just being a plain old boring human? Be an elf, be a troll, be a minotaur, be something new. We all want to act silly from time to time, and you know what? If you're in a party, they're with you too. Don't feel embarrassed. Challenge them. See if you can one-up each other. And that's a good point too. While the game itself is fun, fascinating, and challenging depending on how mean your dungeon master is, the best part about it is that you are not alone. Hell, there are a good number of card shops everywhere that run bi-weekly Dungeons & Dragons events. I go to one. They're awesome! And you just see the crowd growing and growing as the weeks pass. That card shop is a fucking genius for doing that. Not to mention, this game is a great teacher for risk management. A few examples being, if you hear a grinding sound from inside a room, look up. The ceiling might be falling. Second example, if you smell noxious gas, and there is no barbarian in the party, probably a good idea not to breathe it in, nor use fire around it. You know a crazy scientist who has been rumored to have human testing? Probably not a good idea to take the potion he's going to give you as a reward for helping him. Those are just a few beautiful examples. In addition, it's also a great teacher for gambling and statistics. What I mean by that is all the dice that is used to play this game. Look, these are all the dice that you actually need to play with. when you start dealing damage, you get to roll multiples of dice. And then you start learning, like, okay, well, the average for these two are probably going to be blah, 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 blah. Because that all depends on the rolls, really. Case in point, the spell Fireball lets you do 8 6-sided dice for damage. Now, that can range from doing 48 points of damage all the way down to 8 points of damage. You gotta know what you're gonna get into. So, get good, or, weighted dice. The love is strong for D&D, my friends. And if you haven't played yet, head down to your card shop, go to the next town over if your small-ass town is like mine and doesn't have a card shop, and sign up and just have fun with it. The D&D community, while sassy, are just fun-hearted people who just want to have a good time. But, if I may say something, take a shower beforehand. Yeah, nobody likes a smelly nerd. You know who I'm talking to. Take a shower right now. Or, comment, say never, and then take a shower. Enough of my ramblings. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this. If you have anything you want to say, make some noise down in the comments below. If you think of any topics I should cover, let me know too. And thank you all for staying weird.